welcome back. Emma Wilma.
Oh, Emma.
You're Emma.
Here we go. Let's get straight.
Oh, Emma.
Okay, so today I'm talking to Steph Tolev. Steph was originally from Canada. She started doing comedy at 18, has 4 albums out. She just had her one-person show air. It was 2 days ago. I'm not sure if people can get it online or if it was a one-time only event. Absolutely hilarious. One of my favorite comedians to watch. Here she is.
Hi, thank you for the intro.
It's so weird going into that intro zone too, because like I'll put on like an announcer voice. I don't know what.
I like it. You need to be professional.
Yeah, I'm trying. Can people watch your one-person show forever, or is it a one-time event?
I don't have it up right now because you said you watched a bit of it, right? I
watched most of it, and then my
stuff.
dog like peed, and then my computer died.
That's not good. But thank you for watching.
But it was great.
It's too personal, I think, to leave out. Like I know half my jokes are about my pussy and all this crap, but like it's too much, I think, to keep out for anyone to see it. Like I might do like a link that I can like send to people, but like, or I'll do it again.
Isn't it like interesting? It's so interesting to me that I don't know if it's a neuroses or psychology that performers have, that I have too, where I want people to see it. I want everyone to be there, but I also don't. So that's so interesting that you would share all that stuff in like a worked out funny show, but also not want to put it out there for everybody to see.
I mean, yeah, I also am kind of workshopping it because I wanted to take it to Edinburgh. So I also didn't want it, out there for like anyone to frolic around and see or whatever. And I'm like, obviously no one can copy it because it's like, okay, you want that life? I don't think you fucking do. I don't think you want those goddamn stories. But yeah, I also like, just because I show a lot of people's faces and stuff, I'm like, that's why it was better in my mind live. So it's like you were there and you saw it and it was a fragment and they can't get mad at me for keeping their face online.
Right. That's fair. Yeah. And you can't, I guess you could like blur their faces out, but that would
changes it. And then the video at the end, I don't know if you showed the end video, where like out my dad for like having this like filming this perverted Madonna sex book in the middle of all our childhood memories. Yeah,
missed that part. Can you retell it?
That's how the show ends. Like the whole joke was like, I got all these like childhood memories because we sat through like 9.5 hours of fucking footage of me and my sister being kids. And then out of nowhere, it was this chunk where my dad got the 1980s sex book by Madonna and like went into the basement and like filmed it or something and filmed every single page. So we're sitting there as a family watching this and we're like, and it's graphic. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like her getting her nipples sucked and someone eating her out. Like it's a very graphic book. And we're just like, I don't think I've ever laughed harder in my life. Like it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And my dad like trying to panic and like turn the channel. And my mom was like, this is a fucking pedophile. I'm like, how is he a pedophile? Like he's filming adults. Like it was so fucking crazy.
He's a pedophile.
He's like, why? He's a pedophile. We in no way, shape, or form. It might be a pervert, sure, but yeah, it was a lot. It was pretty funny. But
your parents were together? I for some reason when I was watching the show, I thought they were divorced.
No, you would think so. No, they're together. They are together. Yeah.
So one thing we were just talking about was the clusterfuck that is TikTok, and you know what? The all holy. Do you really think that? Because here's you look great. You're pretty. So Steph was saying, she was like, it's you get these little hooch, not her, I'm paraphrasing, but it can be a looks-based thing, so that we're trying to figure out what the hell's going on, that she's got 2.7 million likes, but then 73,000 followers, which is still a lot of followers, but why would someone be liking it and then not following it?
Yeah. And I'll have people, I'll notice, come to my profile, like 15 of my videos in a row, and then not follow me. And it's like, or comment profile, you're hilarious, comment on shit. So it's like, in my head, the only way that makes sense to me is either, and this is going to sound blunt and rude, but this is how I think TikTok works. You're either super hot and you get followers. You're a very attractive lesbian, because lesbian TikTok right now is blowing the fuck up. And I'm like, am I gay now? I don't know. I'm on it too. I'm like, I'm gay now. I am so into trans men right now. I've lost my mind. I'm on trans TikTok and I'm like, there's a 21-year-old trans guy. And I messaged them. I'm like, I'm a pervert now. Now I'm being a pervert. Like, what? I'm the problem.
No, you're still straight.
I'm gonna send you his profile because it's like, I'm like, it's insane.
You're still straight, because it's like that's so I've seen trans women before that I remember in college this woman came and spoke and she was fucking smoke show because I'm attracted to femininity and she was doing femininity like it was like her lifelong dream and she was fucking hot. I would have been into it even if I would have been into it. I said if she still got a penis but it was like a vagina to her, she was so fucking hot. I'd figure out a way. Yeah. I'd figure out some way. But so I have a friend who is straight and is married to a trans man.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so but she was like, I remember because she was like, I don't know what's going on. I am in love with this person. What does this mean for my sexuality? And this was before trans stuff was so like in the public discourse. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And I had a couple lesbian friends that were like, it means you're gay. Like your husband has a pussy, so he's gay. And she was like, well, so you're gay. And then it got very confusing, but she was like, no, I'm straight and that's it. So I wouldn't question it too much. I would just be like, great.
Oh, I'm not questioning. I am lurking this guy's profile.
Really? Did he write back?
Oh. No, and I felt he did a video being like, do you care if I'm biologically a woman? Does anyone care? And then I'm like in the comment, everyone's commenting, no, like get with me now. And I'm like, hope you like older gals, like 35. I'm like, that's so creepy to write. Okay, so yeah, I think it's like this, whatever. I just think like, I also think men don't want to follow me. Majority of my following is women, but then women also don't want to follow. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't make sense. And I think you either have to be hot or really ugly or have like something very different about your body. Like a lot of amputees have a lot of followers, a lot of like.
Let me tell you that amputee market.
Like the amputee market is huge.
Now, I'm telling you this, no, I don't want to sound like I'm too desperate. I told a friend of mine that if things don't get clicking, she might have to hit me with a car. I'm not trying to trivialize anybody's struggle, but I said, you might need to back up the van. And she said, because I said that with full respect, I said that market is popping.
Yep, that market's popping. There's a lot of markets on there. So it's either like, and there's this one woman who I like came across the profile, God love her. She shows these weird things. She opens Barbie dolls or something. One of the ugliest people I've seen in my whole life. God love her. She can't help this. But I'll tell you what, she's got about 2 million followers. So I'm like, you know what? She's probably a brand ambassador. She's making more goddamn money than me on fucking TikTok. I've been offered one thing. So they send me a water bottle and they'd pay me $100 for 10 videos. I'm like,
10 videos?
Yeah, but what are you, in your mind? I just have one water bottle in the back corner. You barely see it. Like, why would I'm not doing this. I'm not that desperate for money.
But this is the thing. This is so bad for our brains. Has this come into your psyche since Corona, or was it like?
Oh yeah. This is like rooming. I was already like, I already don't have that many followers on Instagram compared to like most comedians. So like that's been annoying me. But now I'm like, ooh, then I started doing good on TikTok, and I just kind of like came to a stop, and I was like, what? I'm like, it literally is. You're fucking. It's so crazy.
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy. And it's like just judging my body and myself way more than normal, and like putting on all this makeup to these videos. I'm like, what am I doing? I never do this. Like,
how can you get out of it?
We need live comedy again. We need live comedy. Because I did a set. I'm sure you did a bunch in New York.
I did do a bunch in New York, which was really, it was nice. But all of us, after like a month of it, it did feel kind of overwhelming. Like I was like, I can't believe it just was such a different vibe. But it was really nice.
Yeah. And like I did like 3 here, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot I need this. Like something clicks in your brain and you're like, oh, this makes me happy. Not this fucking stupid shit, me running around my house in a mustache filming TikTok videos. Like, this is stupid.
Yeah, because it's also like you're not, it's like 2 months into TikTok being like, okay, I gotta be an amputee, I gotta be smoking hot, or I gotta fuck myself up. I mean, that's like,
it's psychotic.
It's not why I think people that would gravitate towards comedy would want to get into the business.
And everybody on TikTok is a comedian. I'm like, you're not a comedian.
Not a comedian.
I've been doing comedy for 18 years. You're not a fucking comedian. Like, calling yourself a comedian, and it's like, well, and then you have more followers than me, and then I'll probably ever have. And I'm like, well, maybe you are a fucking comedian. Who am I to judge now? Everyone's a comedian over quarantine. I thought it would like take people out of it too. I thought quarantine would make most comics be like, oh, I gotta pick a new life here.
Totally. I would think that men would get along with you because they would think, because like you're like funny, like, or it'd be like you'd be
No,
like
guys don't
someone
like
that
funny
could,
girls.
because like, or those guys that anytime I run into a Canadian comedian, there's like just three I'm thinking of that would be guys. They're all like, oh, I love her.
Oh yeah, as a friend. As a friend, I think it's very threatening when a girl's this like, and half my videos now I've been putting on TikTok are me like showing bad Tinder conversations I've had. So guys were like, "Why the fuck would I talk to her? She's gonna put me on fucking blast."
Right.
It's like, yeah, fucking grow up, pussy.
Right.
I'm going on my second date with a 50-year-old grandpa tonight.
Okay, so I watched the interview you did with Craig, and you were talking about that he had stood you up, so he ended up following the 50-year-old
Oh
guy. Is it the
yes,
same one?
yes, it is. It turns out we didn't actually make plans. I thought we did, and he's like, I thought we said maybe, and I was like, oh boy. But he came back out, and we had a nice hangout the other day, and we were hanging out again tonight.
Did he see the video where you said you stood him up?
No, God.
I've done that before, where there was one time where I was like, this fucking bitch, we were supposed to get vegan pizza. She wanted to get vegan pizza, and then she didn't write me back. And then I wrote her and was like, so I guess the plans are off. Like, I canceled something for this. And she was like, you never got back to me about the plans initially. And I was like, oh, and she was like, you seem a little high strung. And I was like, well, now I definitely don't want to do it. Like, whoops.
Take down the video, delete. Yeah, I doubt he'll see it. I mean, he might see it. No, he won't see it.
Well, you go, oh, okay, there's a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding. I was in the wrong. Can I tell you? Sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right.
I wanted to ask what you were like as a kid and how you got into dancing.
Into dancing. That was all my mom. So my mom is still a Highland dance teacher. Has been since she was 20. She dropped out of high school. So my mom's been teaching since she was 20, 21. Opened her own dance school in my grandma's basement. Yep. And she's still the same. My mom's full-time job is a Highland dancing teacher, examiner, and judge. So she flies all around.
And what is Highland dancing?
What is this? It's Scottish dancing. So it's with the kilts and the bagpipes. So when you go to like the Highland games or like the Scottish games, you see like the caber toss and like bagpipe competitions and all that. There's always Highland dancing as well. And Highland dancing, shockingly, is a very popular form of dance. Like there's teachers all across the world. It's pretty big in the States, to be honest. There's like, in the summer when it's not COVID, almost every weekend there's a dancing competition.
What if you did that on TikTok?
I mean, I could, but I'm so out of shape. It's like crazy. You know what? Fuck it. I honestly should just fucking put up a guided video of me Highland dancing and be like, and here's me Highland dancing. Like, I don't know what, just like a fun song. Like, I don't know. I'm losing my mind. I'm like at my wit's end with it at this point.
I just relate to it so much because I was like, I started like vlogging. I was going to make a mukbang video.
Oh, wow.
I know. Someone wrote me and was like, why do you keep harping on vlogging? It's just that you got to understand when you're someone that does stand-up, vlogging is like seen as like the lowest common denominator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just, this whole thing is just like opposite of what we do. And I'm just like, I get so worked up by it. I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. But
because think about this too. You've been through becoming, or in the process of being a U.S. citizen, having to go through that whole process. I would imagine that is harder than dealing with this.
I'm at the point where this is almost harder.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. That was a lot. Getting my green card took me about 3 years.
What was the process? And what made you decide when you were doing comedy in Canada where you're like, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to make the jump to America?
Yeah, I always thought about it since I kind of got into comedy. I'd watch other comics like John Doerr, who moved, and Deborah Giovanni, and like some people like that who I like looked up to. I was like, oh, okay, maybe there is something. And then there's a couple big festivals that kept snubbing me for no reason. The Winnipeg Comedy Festival, I'll say it bluntly, I don't care. I literally applied to it like maybe 10 times like in a row, and every year they're like, this is your year, and I never got it. And I was like, this is a fucking joke. I can't even get into one of there's only like 5 festivals in Canada. I was like, this is psychotic. And they booked the same fucking people. Anyways, I gotta calm down.
Did you ever get it?
I've never gotten it, and I will never get over it. And I'm like, I mean, this point now, it's fine, but it was very upsetting at the time. But I also got like 5 years ago, I was on hold for this NBC pilot. And they sent me out here, and that kind of gave me a little tiny taste. I was like, oh, okay. And then we talked to like a lot of the people that were also on hold and stuff with me, and we were like, it was pretty crazy. And like I was put up in the Sheridan Universal here for 2 weeks, and we wrote this like sketch show, and like oh yeah. And then I was like, I'm famous. And then nothing ever that, obviously, like every other pilot in the world. But I was like, I had a little whisper of hope. And the letters from the people at NBC, I think it helped my green card as well. Because you have to
that's
give them a
great they did
staff.
that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You need like, there's like 10 categories you have to fill up, and for your like whole thing you hand in, like commercial work, acting, awards, the letters are the biggest one. So you have to get people like, I think I got 15, 20 letters of like anybody in like big names in the biz, or like, oh yeah, it's pretty intense. It's a very intense process.
How'd you deal with it when the pilot didn't get picked up?
I don't care that. And it was like, it was my first little take, and I didn't.
Hold on, the
They wanted
computer's
to make
freezing.
pretty much another SNL. Mine.
It was mine. Sorry about that. Sorry, I missed your answer to that.
Back in. I was back in Canada when I got put off hold, but I didn't think it was going to get picked up anyways. It was like they wanted to do like a rebooted version of SNL. I'm like, but you have SNL still going.
Right. Right. They're like, we're bringing SNL back. You're like
it's right there. I don't know why you. It was. I mean, it would have been fun. It was a fucking crazy experience, but it was like also, you know, comedy's all rejection anyways. You learn that pretty fast.
It's rejection. It's a different kind of rejection than what we might feel with stuff that might feel like it has to do with your look, like how you present yourself and look, though. Like to me, that was something that only seeped in, right? I started feeling, I felt like very self-conscious. I look too gay. I look too this, or I would feel like any skin problems or anything like that was all new for me in the past couple of years. But
oh really?
Yeah, I didn't feel that.
Oh really? I always thought it was my material. Like I was too dirty. And there's a long time there where I was told to stop being so dirty, and I don't have to be dirty. And that's probably why I'm not getting booked. And I'm like, but I am dirty. I don't like try to be dirty. I think like this.
Right.
I'm constantly, right now, I'm probably thinking of something gross. Like I don't just go, let's think like a pervert. I'm like, I am a pervert. So I'm like, I'm not trying to be this. I'm just this. And you saw half my fucking real gross stories that have happened to me. Like fucked up shit just happened to me. So I'm going to tell these real things on stage, and people aren't going to like them all.
Wait, one of my favorite ones was your friend talking about when you took the shroom. Was it shrooms or no, the edibles? Steph was babysitting her friend's brother, gave him an edible, then she took an edible, and then the friend's boyfriend came by and she started like screaming at him and then throwing up and took all the paintings off the wall and then put the paintings back up.
Oh no, that was her girlfriend at the time, and she had been like treating her like shit, and Jesse was like really upset and didn't want me to say anything, and I like blacked out when I went out there. I was like, you piece of shit. And I was like, don't come to my shows. Don't find me funny anymore. I'm like, why am I, it's not about me. Why am I making this about
And then you're
me?
like, but follow me on TikTok when that comes out. Hit me up.
I think they are.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that follow. So when you were a kid, were you focused on Highland dancing? Were you like, I want to go pro at this?
There was a time where my mom wanted me to take over her dancing school. She wanted me to teach it, and I did. I taught a bit in high school. My mom had like a bunch of really young kids that she didn't want to teach, but she's like, "Why don't you practice teaching them?" So in the basement of my parents' house, they had like a little dance studio. So after school, I'd teach. I think I had at one point 4 students.
Nice.
And I would teach them. I think I was a pretty good teacher, but I was just like, my heart is not. I don't want to do this.
You weren't happy?
No, I'm like, I never wanted to. I also wasn't really a good dancer. And like the dancing world, like, I don't know. It's any of those dance mom shows you see are fucking real, but even worse. Like my mom used to have, oh my God, my mom used to have this one student. I won't say their name, but their mom and their aunt would bring them, and they would be covered in bruises and like spots your legs shouldn't have bruises. Bruises all in your arms, like look like pinch or like inside thighs, like weird things. They were so fucked up. They would like every day they'd call my mom after class and like leave my big, I'm sorry, Joy, we're not good enough for you. We quit. We'll never see you again. Next day, they're there warming up in the hallway like nothing happened. And my mom's like, I thought you quit, like crazy shit. Their mom used to go in the front row of the competitions and take a stuffed animal teddy bear and do the dances with them as they would do every move with the teddy bear. Like fucking wild shit. Like I would watch people be so crazy. Because my mom and dad would like run these competitions. Like I would watch all these crazy dance moms get like mad at my mom or like fucking accuse her if their kid did bad. Well, Joy's teaching is shit. And it's like, no, your fucking kid. Oh, it's like, it is, those dance shows you see are this. Dance moms are wild.
Well, because what do they even get if they win? Is it about the money or is it
Nothing.
about being better than the other kids, quote
Being better
unquote?
than the kids. I think being better than the kids. Some competitions it was money, but it's like, you also need to pay to get into the competition. So it's like 30 or 40 bucks to even get into a competition. And then just, the clout of having someone like your kid be better than you or something. I don't know. It's like, it was a lot. I'd watch like moms hit their kids when they got off stage and like, oh yeah, scold them and shit. Like my mom, okay, I'll tell this one story. I find it funny. Okay, so there's one dance called the sword dance. So it's a sword on the ground. So it's like, looks like a cross. So you have to dance over it. So if you hit the sword, you're disqualified. You bow and you walk off stage. You do not place. You can't place. Get out of there. So my mom every year would take us, me and my sister, to Scotland because she had dancers that were in this like big championship. I was never in it because I was fucking dog shit. But there's like a qualifying round to get into it. So I just ordered this baked potato. And I really wanted to eat it. It was like in Scotland they make these baked potatoes called like, they call them, what do they call them? Jacket potatoes. And
Ooh,
it's like
I fucking love a baked potato.
Oh my God. Butter, beans, sour cream, coleslaw. Like,
What are you
insane.
talking? Beans and a potato?
Yes.
What?
Best baked potato I've ever had in my life.
Wait, and
so
this
just
is
ordered.
this is a thing, or this is a thing only in a restaurant? This particular restaurant?
This is outside of like a Highland Games. So it's like a truck. It's like a baked potato fucking truck.
Beans and coleslaw in the potato.
Yes, and sour cream and cheese and butter. Unbelievable.
Beans and coleslaw?
Yeah. Yes. All of that in the potato.
Jesus.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Okay, so you got this potato.
I ordered the potato.
Wow.
I want this potato so badly. I go to sit down in the stands. We're in these like stands, and there's a big stage out, and they call my group for the sword dance, and I'm like, Mom, I don't want to do it. I want to eat the potato. She's like, go do the fucking sword dance, you idiot. I'm like, ugh. So I look at her. I'm like, I'm going to purposely hit the sword so I can come back and eat. She's like, no, you're not. I'm like, yeah, I am. And then all my mom's friends were like, Stephanie, stop. I marched down to the lineup. Everyone, like, so this dance made everyone nervous. Everyone's like, no one's talking to me. I'm telling everyone in the lineup, I'm like, I'm going to hit it in the second step. I got a potato waiting for me. And everyone's like, are you fucking stupid? So I go up. I do the best first step I've done in my entire life. Second step, biggest hit. I go, would you look at that? Take a bow, walk back up, start eating my potato. My mom just burst out laughing. She's like, I can't believe you did that. Like, you just could have placed. You could have done well. You could have got a medal or money, and you fucking hit the sword to get a fucking potato.
Because also you could have eaten it after you did the thing.
Certainly. It was certainly going to be there when I got back. It made no sense.
Was the potato still warm when you got back?
It was still warm. And it was
That's
still
good.
delicious.
See, so time was of the essence.
Time was of the essence. You need it when it's still melty. If you have the cold beans. No, you need the warm beans. It was a lot. But yeah, it was my whole life. It was really crazy when I look back on it. Like, I had practice 4 nights a week. Every weekend was a competition. It was nonstop.
Did your siblings and did your siblings do it?
Yeah. Yeah. We were both good until we were like 10. And then we both kind of got like bigger feet and bigger bones and bigger bodies. And we're like, we're not dancers anymore.
Were you a good student?
No. Oh no.
Really?
No,
I saw that. You got what'd you get, a 30 on a math test or something?
Oh yeah, I'm bad. I was stupid. I 1 year in math, grade 11, I got I graduated with a 10 overall out of 100 in math. Or something even more. I don't know. I 11 maybe. I'm covered in sparkles. What the hell is that?
Wait, I sucked at math too. I sucked at math, and I would my dad's a math teacher, so he would do my homework, and then I would get like a 0 on the test and a 100 on the homework. So my overall score would be like 40, and the teachers would be like, we don't get it. And my dad was like, she has social anxiety when she takes your test, because he was so delusional that I was not smart at math. Like, he would be like, you're stressing her out. And I'm like fucking snorting. Dad. Yeah, that's what I'm snorting crayons in a corner. Like, yeah, it's the stress that just. Yeah.
I don't get the numbers. Yeah.
Were you good at other subjects besides math?
No. Just drama. Drama and gym were my only two, because I was quite competitive. I was competitive in every other sport but Highland dancing. It was very strange. I really annoyed my parents. I did cross country, and I played lacrosse and field hockey and track, and I was like crazy with all of those. Like, I trained like a maniac. And then I played Aussie rules football for like 5 years. After 6 years maybe, I made Team Canada. That's my biggest brag.
Nice.
I know. I didn't go because of comedy. But anyways, and then dancing came and I was like, I don't give a shit. I do not give a fuck. It was too much. It was so hot. Those kilts are so hot.
I don't know the first thing about them. Are they itchy?
Itchy, hot, and you wear big wool socks and you're in the beating sun and the stage is hot
Too
and you're
much.
wearing these very thin shoes. I will tell you what though, I do want to start doing it as a workout here because I almost think it's the best shape I've been in my life. The nerve of me calling myself fat years ago. Oh, I didn't have an ounce of fat on my body. It's full body workout. Yeah.
And do you have to wear clogs?
They're really thin, like slippers.
Okay, so it's not like you're wearing also heavy shoes.
No.
When was the first time you fell in love?
Fell in love with my first boyfriend, Steve Oak, when I was, I believe I was 19.
Is this the guy you talked about that didn't have a sense of smell, so you farted on him?
Yeah. Yes. Poor Steve. But like, picture that. He's never smelled in his life.
But he's still going to feel it.
Yeah, but like, it's funny to him.
Right.
He doesn't find, because he doesn't know what a fart smells like or what a smell is, it's air to him.
How can he have no sense of smell? Because like when you don't have any sense of color, don't you normally see like some kind of color?
I think, I don't know, because he would only eat very specific things. Like,
see, that sounds great. Could you imagine?
No, he only ate like hot dogs and like barbecue chips. Very strange. And he only drank Coke and like one kind of beer. It was very weird.
Oh, okay. Because if I didn't have a sense of smell, or if I and that affected my taste, I would eat like broccoli all day.
Yeah.
Because I like the taste of food and it's comforting. So I would think then if he didn't have those sensations, it'd be easy to eat healthy.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. He absolutely did not. Absolutely did not. It was very strange. Yeah, it was. I don't know. I feel like in some ways, not some ways good. Like it's just he also thought shitting was hilarious. Again, could not smell it. So he shit in bottles all the time. He shit in a beaver dam in my cottage once. It was gross. Boys are gross. Guys are disgusting.
I think
they really are.
I think it's just people, and then they maybe get more socially encouraged to express that. Because I mean, I'm super messy. I'm disgusting, actually. I'm really.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm disgusting. I mean, maybe it's this. I think a lot of the stuff has to do with like energy. So maybe it's like the more masculine energy you have, the grosser you are. But I know people with masculine energy that are super clean too.
So what do you mean? Okay, do you mean like just like
disgusting.
clothes everywhere? Like I'm looking in the background now, and the bed doesn't look made, and it does look like there's some clothes flopped around back there.
And here's the thing: this is me living with my girlfriend, who's very neat. So okay, to paint the picture of how like gross I am. So when I was in New York, staying by myself. I mean, are you easily grossed out?
No.
Okay, so. I mean, all right. So
I'm curious to see how dirty you are.
Okay, so first of all,
you look like a clean person.
I appreciate that. So first of all, when something's out of the refrigerator, any type of food, nothing's getting put away. So the longer I'm somewhere, things start piling up. So when I was in New York, things are piling up. Mouse comes out, and I'm in the bed when I first see this mouse, and I don't freak out like I need to leave. I just yell at the mouse, stop it, only come out when I'm not around. And then the mouse keeps coming out. I eat food in bed constantly. So there's like smears everywhere. So then I just try to figure out how to get it so the mouse doesn't come bite me in bed. Then you layer in something like, okay, I'm going to get makeup on the walls. Okay, fine. I do some sleep eating, so there's going to be some food around because of that. And then the hoop banger is if I get my period, then it's a fucking wrap. Because there's going to be blood around. And if I get period in the bed, I'm not changing the sheet. One time, I took a puppy pad that my dog pees on, and I just put that in the bed. And then I tried to position it so it'd be under my butt when I would sleep. And I would just try to bleed out on that.
Okay. There's so many.
So I'm really gross. I don't know why that is.
What is that?
I think it's I was thinking it's maybe because I have ADHD. I don't know if I can blame it on that.
No,
or maybe it's because
I
can't.
I don't think you can. No.
But people with ADHD have like like don't think things through a lot and also like get distracted.
Yeah, I might have a form of that as well. I can get quite distracted, but I'll tell you what, I'm cleaning up if I get one, my dog just put a paw print on my bed today. And I was like washing the sheets.
Oh, I never. Okay, one time I was staying in Vegas and my dog kept like peeing in the bed. I don't give a fuck.
See, how do your girlfriends deal with this?
I can't have that behavior around them, but it's a
Okay,
constant
okay.
thing. And this is what I try to say. They always are like, because at first I present better, but then I get more and more messy. And then they'll be like, how do you live like this? Like, how do you do this? Like, it's like an upsetting thing. But I'm like,
Yeah.
what you don't understand is I am cleaning up after I am being cleaner than I normally am. You just can't comprehend how messy I actually am. So you should be grateful, bitch. I don't say that.
That's not an excuse. Okay, my biggest thing here, the food, like, also, isn't it going bad? Like, aren't you
It does go
wasting at
bad,
this
yeah.
point?
I know there is some food waste involved, but
It
sometimes
just seems laziness. I hate to be
you
blunt
think
here. This seems quite like you just open it up, put it back. I can't go to bed until every dish is done and my counters are wiped down. I think you would actually, tell you what, you and I would never date because I am like so fucking psycho. Like I just cleaned all my drawers today, wiped them down and bought organizers for all of them. And now I go every day, and I go, oh, like I almost come by seeing how organized and clean I am.
Really?
Every night, wipe this down. Under my grapes in the fridge, I have a little damp towel to keep them damp, keep them clean. I'm like a fucking psychopath. My house constantly looks like it's like on display, like it's an IKEA room.
I think
And
that's
my
good
pillows.
because it's
It is
also
good.
it's supposed to show like also it's like maybe it's like because I feel like chaos inside. Like if I'm alone in a hotel room, I'm more comfortable having it be messed up. Like I feel frazzled and I feel stifled if I'm in a clean space.
Okay. But the blood, are you free bleeding at night? That's my question here.
Yeah.
What about a Diva cup?
Nah. But I can't, my girlfriend now is extremely clean. And also usually my girlfriends are totally different from me. And like sometimes I get along well with people with OCD because in the beginning,
Nice
like
balance.
if someone with OCD is like, this has to be here because I have no OCD, I'm like, cool, whatever you want. So if it's two people with OCD, I'll be like, it has to be here. No, it has to be here. But that progresses into them being like, what the fuck? Have you lived with a boyfriend before?
Yeah, Steve was OCD.
He was. And so
Yes.
that worked for you guys?
It kind of did, yeah. I was a bit messier then, but he was very like, if I turned something, I would do it as a joke, and I'd see him go, what the hell? And get up and turn it exactly back to where it was. Like he was like, he had figurines, and they all had like it was very like, every day he made his bed the exact same way. I'd watch the way he'd do the pillows, like he'd touch them the same way, like,
Yes.
Oh yeah, crazy OCD. He wasn't like a tap the like door sometimes, like it's like very strange. But here's another question for you: are you personally hygienically clean? Because this scares me that you're free bleeding everywhere. You're stinking around down there. Got a stinky crotch. Because I'll tell you what, you can't have a stinky crotch. I don't know. Maybe that's a problem here. You can't be stinking downstairs. We got to be washing the bits. Are we washing?
I wash and I wash my face
once a day?
and I try. Yes, I take a shower every day.
Okay, that's that. You calm me down there because I was about to be like, this girl's got fucking schmegma. Like that's what I was thinking, that you have fucking whatever guys get down there because they don't wash their fucking dicks.
Why don't they make why don't they make wipes for men, like baby wipes for the butt? Why don't they make some ball wipes?
They should. Well, I mean, I'm sure baby wipes work. I have these feminine wipes I've been using.
But they should market them. They should market them towards men's balls so men know.
Must have that.
I googled it.
Buy a wipe.
Do you think men would use it?
No, I don't think they would. Men are gross. They're just gonna wash their dick in the sink. I had sex with this guy like not a while ago, not that long ago, and he came back, and then I was almost insulted because like, why is your dick wet? He goes, oh, I washed it. I'm like, you washed your dick right after fucking me? I'm like, am I that gross? He goes, no, I always do this. I'm like, you get up after sex and go hose your cock off in the sink. I'm like, that is so insulting. I was insulted by it. I'm like, I pee after sex. We have to because stuff can happen. But like, I'm not going in there and fucking rinsing my labia the second I'm done with you.
Yeah, you don't jump up and are like, oh.
No. He was Swedish and disgusting anyway. So, I mean.
He should at least do it in a way where you don't know what he's doing, or do it before, or something where it's not
dry your dick at least. Come back and there's this cold, wet dick dripping all over my bed. I'm like, well, what the hell is this?
Right.
I don't want this.
What is this supposed to mean?
What is this supposed to mean? I don't like it.
Was it easier to date in Canada, or was it harder?
Easier. Definitely easier. Out here since I moved, it's just like, and you can ask, I'm sure you know a lot of girls out here who are, and guys who are struggling to date out here, more girls, but like, I think the apps have shown so many bots and so many like not real women that these guys think they can actually match with these hot women, and they see someone like regular like me, they're like, I'll go, and it's like, buddy, you can't get any better than this.
Right.
What are you doing?
What are you
Settle
doing?
for it. Get a personality here. Guys, I honestly am like convinced that guys don't want a comedian. That's why I usually date comics, because I'm like, a comic finds me funny, but a regular guy is like, oh, you're funnier than me? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going to be funnier than you. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm surprised people think that that's emasculating, because like I'm very sensitive to feeling like I'm sensitive to that, because if I was in a relationship, I wouldn't want the girl to be more masculine, but I don't think of humor as a masculine trait whatsoever. No. I could see how the act of standing up on stage and being like, I think this about this could be, but also not at all. It's a case by case basis. I don't understand why having a sense of humor is associated. I don't understand that at all.
No, I really don't. And I'm like, maybe it's not, maybe it is me. I mean, I don't know. Okay, I just thought of this right now. This is what I want to do for my next TikTok video.
Okay, let's hear it.
I was eating grapes. So this is a grape bag.
Okay.
So I want to pretend I'm like, hello, Mr. Grapes. Yeah, I have a complaint. Why did you use me and not ask for my permission? And then pretend that's me. Is that going to blow up, or is that?
I think it's going to blow
I'll
up.
sell it more. But see, that's the kind of thing. If I start calling myself ugly and a goblin, it'll work. But I'm gonna put a red thing on my head, and I'm gonna put hoop earrings in, and I'll put like
you
a brown
cannot
coat
compare
on.
yourself to that picture.
I am.
So there's a picture of a goblin on the grapes. You cannot compare yourself. I think what's happening is I think that probably LA and TikTok are messing your brain up. It's giving you some kind of body dysmorphia.
It is. Well, I was doing well with the new bangs. The bangs, they look great. Got bangs over quarantine. Thank you. I was very excited by them.
Wait, I'm not even saying this. So I swear on my niece, the first thing I thought when we first logged into the show you did the other night, I was like, she looks really pretty. Like, she looks really good. So I think like your skin looks great. Very tan. I think this is what I think. I haven't drank
in a week. I think I've just been.
Yeah, that's huge.
Not drinking is the biggest thing.
Not drinking is huge, and I didn't drink for like a year and a half, and then in quarantine I slipped up a little bit.
Really?
Have you been drinking a bunch? Yeah, I did.
Yeah. That's good though.
Well, it was good till I slipped up.
How does a slip up feel?
The slip up lasted 2 days. The first day was great. Went out, had wine with my friend. We stayed out late talking. We went around to a couple clubs. It was fun. Then I went and got some really fancy tequila, and I started drinking at like 3 p.m. and then shit hit the fan. Then I was like blackout drunk dialing my mom. I did a podcast. I was fucking hammered. And then I got sick all night, and then I missed my flight. So it was 48 hours of glory, and I need to not. Now I'm back to not drinking.
Now you're back to not. Oh fuck!
Why are you taking the break?
You did that?
Say it again.
Are you mad that you did that?
I was upset with myself because it was just like I did it because I was feeling overwhelmed about. It was because I wasn't taking care of myself, so I was just feeling overwhelmed. And a lot of it is that. I said to my therapist the other day, I go, I think some of this has to do with Corona. And this is after I like ranted for stuff. And she goes, no, Emma, a lot of it does. Like a lot of the stuff we're feeling it's like, for me, I just was like, I guess, it's just tough.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, you shouldn't feel bad. Like, I know several people who've been sober for quite a long time. We're like, fuck it.
Really?
Oh yeah. My friend's husband, he's been sober for like, I think 7 years.
How's he doing though now?
Okay. He's taking it slow, but it's like, okay, it makes sense. Like I don't know how anyone has stayed sober through this. I really don't. I'm okay now because it's like, I'm doing it because of weight loss, and I'm just like feeling like I'm just like, I need a little break. I was getting a little carried away. Also checked my bank account. I was like, ooh, it's a lot of money on wine. Like, what the fuck? I have to plug in my computer. I'm like, what the fuck was I doing here? Like, that I'm not making money right now, but I'm spending it like I fucking am, and I'm fucking, spending it on bottles of wine. And like usually before quarantine, I would drink a little bit by myself, but like maybe a couple sips here and there. But like I was drinking bottles alone. I'm like, this is bad of beer. Like I don't like how I feel right now. When COVID first hit and I went back home to stay with my parents, me and my mom were drinking like 2 bottles of red a night, and we were like, this is gross.
Well,
Like,
because
we
also
don't
it's like
look good.
you're like it comes around to 8:00. We're used to going out a couple nights a week. Now we're not going out.
Yeah.
So I would be like, okay, okay, I'm gonna watch TV, I guess. But if I was drinking, I would have been. I mean, it's like you have a couple drinks, and it's like, well, I don't have anything I have to do in the morning, so let's finish it off.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't it make you depressed after you drink a bunch?
Oh yeah, and the hangovers now are so fucking wild. Like when everyone said that, like, wait till you get older, I'm like, yeah, whatever. You can't be hungover with a dog. My dog needs to piss every morning at 7:30, and if she doesn't, I'm a fucking bad mom and I'm a dog abuser. So I'm like, nope. I got the one time it happened, I could barely let her out. I couldn't even take her for a walk that one day, and she was like, her eyes beating into my head. I was like, I can't do this again. I can't. This isn't fair to her. And I'm like, then you waste a day. Even though it's like, what am I doing now? Anyways, I'm like, we're all trying to like write a pilot or whatever. I'm like, the next fucking person who wrote a fucking pilot for me, I'm gonna slap them across the fucking head. I'm like, who's every morning? Like, I'm not like, what are you doing?
What are you
I'll
doing?
do a TikTok video, it flops, I'll delete it, and I'll go cry in my bed for 2 hours. Like,
right.
This is like, I don't know what people are talking about here. It's driving me insane.
Should we try to learn a dance?
I'll
do a dance with you if you want to try to do.
I did my fucking Seinfeld. I did his dance to the Seinfeld theme song thinking it was going to blow up, and it sucked ass. I don't know. Maybe we should do a dance.
Would you want to try mukbanging?
I don't like that. It grosses me out. When people
Really?
watch me eat, I don't.
See, that I'm gonna lean into but I'm gonna eat with I'm gonna try eating with my hands and like getting real weird, like putting a marshmallow in soup. But also, it's kind of like what you were saying about I also don't want anyone I know to see it because they're gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, there's a couple of TikTok videos where I'm like, I'm glad these are on here, so no one else in the world. Like usually I put most of them on Instagram, but some I'm like, no, this.
Yeah, for some reason Instagram feels more like accountable, but on TikTok you can just kind of put.
You're whatever up there. You're putting whatever up there, and it's because also you're like, you never know,
right?
Like you really like that. My most recent one that has like 1.5 million. I literally did it in 3 seconds, and I was like, no one's gonna get this. It's about MDMA, and then all of a sudden it was like, there's a Molly TikTok, and everyone's sharing it and like doing duets with it. I'm like, what? Like, it's
See,
crazy.
okay, this is the thing. So the only other person I know that had a video get that much, which I was telling you before, was my friend Robin. She said she did that video in like 3 seconds. And it's just her telling a story about something that happened 5 years ago. But the problem is we have to figure out how to tap into not caring. And that's what people respond to. But I've been in trying to make an entertainment long enough now. I don't know how to separate myself from me pressurizing a situation.
No, it's very hard.
But there is a way. There has to be some way. I don't know if it's like meditating or like something. If I have a question, do you want to do some type of challenge where we each we could pick one healthy thing and each try to do it and then check in a month and see if that's changed anything?
Yes.
What could it be?
Yes. Maybe to not care about fucking followers on TikTok, because here's the thing, it doesn't transfer over to your other platforms.
Do you know how much Robin said you make a penny for every 1 million views?
Really? Because you know what my problem is? I found out that girl Charlie, who's like the biggest millionaire on TikTok. I'm not joking. I saw how much she makes, and I actually bawled my eyes out.
How much does she make?
Let me get it, because you're gonna like.
Is it a lot or a little?
It's a lot. It is. Oh boy, it's a lot. Oh, my phone does not work. Really wish it would work right now.
You want to hear something really weird? I've been getting these calls on my phone from people, and then I call them back and say, yes. And they say, you called me. And I didn't fucking call them.
And you're like, what the fuck?
So I'm like, I don't know if things are, if everybody's possessed or not. Here's the thing. I would be really scared if I stopped caring. If I was like, I'm not thinking, if I stopped caring totally, I'd be scared that I'd be too weird. Either I'd be too weird, I'd be too mean. Like, I don't know what I would be like if I stopped caring. It could be really good, but it could also be like, oh shit.
I know. It's a fine line. Okay, Charlie makes, I thought it was more. Her net worth is only $4 million right now. But that's just been from a year on TikTok. And it's just from her doing dances.
From dances.
Yeah.
So the vloggers make tons of money.
and the YouTubers, like all these people, it's like, why did comedy doesn't make jack shit?
I wonder if there's a way to like
Fucked
just
up.
like really like pull a rabbit out of the hat. Like, I don't know, but I wouldn't want to like do something where like say like eat poop or something and then that.
No, you don't want to be poop. You can't be poop, Emma. You're already fucking free bleeding on your dog's piss blanket. You can't be.
I know. See, there's
No,
a lot to
that's
work
not a
on.
bad idea though. Because at night I don't like wearing tampons, and the other night I did lay down a towel because I was like, and underwear, but I'm like, I don't want to wear a tampon overnight. It grosses me out. Sitting
Me
up
too.
there. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea, but I'll tell you right now, it's not a good idea.
No, I don't want to. I don't want a piss pad. My dog will be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Those are mine. Well, we'll try to think of something that's healthy that we could do,
Okay,
and then we'll check in a month. And please go follow her on TikTok.
Follow me on fuck it. Follow me on Instagram. Damn it, fuck TikTok.
So I'll tell you this right now because I can see the breakdown, the audience breakdown from the app I put the podcast up on. The people that listen to this podcast, it's I think a little bit. The age is a little higher. What's the average TikTok age? Like 18 to 22?
Oh yeah.
So this is, I
Must
think,
be.
about 34 is the average age.
Oh,
which
that's good. That's good. That's Instagram age.
Instagram. So where can people find you on Instagram?
Yeah, at Steph Tolev on Instagram.
At Steph Tolev on Instagram. Well, thank you so much for doing the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.